Well, we did lose some great players. Starting off, Kate Smith's an obvious one to start with. You don't just replace a Division I quarterback usually. We've been pretty fortunate to have some good players. His brother obviously was another one, but I feel really good at that position with the guys we got, Brody Whitman and Jared Oliver. Two really talented young men, great young men, have waited their turn. I'm excited by the way they've played in camp, but they've both done things athletically, not just on the football field at the lower levels, but in other sports. And so they've been there, both basketball guys, both baseball guys. They've been in a lot of athletic situations, been in pressure situations and come through. So I'm really excited about both of them.
Now, one thing you've got coming back is Mr. Terry at that running back position, and he was awfully good last year.
Yeah, I don't think, I like to consider myself and our coaches good evaluators of talent. We should have given that guy the ball earlier after we saw what he did at the end, but that's just Kyle quiet. He didn't stand out, didn't complain about not being the guy earlier in the year. He waited his turn. He was a good teammate, supportive, but when he got his chance, he never looked back. Probably one of the most impressive performances it was him down in Grants Pass in that atmosphere, never having been the guy in a big game like that against a strong physical defense. I don't know, he carried the ball 30-some times. Is just unbelievable. And as much as that points to his talent, it's the kind of young man he is, just tough, never says anything, just does what he's supposed to do all the time and does it well. We tend to have like one or two giant guys and then a bunch of guys that we build into offensive linemen. I know I'm not alone in that, and I'm not complaining because we've got a lot of good players, but we play some of those other teams, go down to Grants Pass, go to Tigard, and there's a bunch of big guys. We have the Marcus Johns and then the little guys. But we have some great guys. Marcus is back on the offensive line. Another young man, Jake Thompson, has transformed his body in the offseason through a ton of hard work. Brian Otts, another one of those guys. Hunter Clark at center. Gustavo Alejo. Guys that all have a ton of experience. A lot of guys are coming up from a undefeated JV team. Colby Wynn is another one who will play a bunch. Blake Bukite. All those guys are guys that will factor in. I'm sure I'm leaving some guys out just off the top of my head, but I feel good about our guys. I think it's going to be more than just five. Some of those guys are going to play defense as well, but I feel good about the core there, the work they put in to improve themselves, and I'm excited. We don't have the Keegan Ladd maybe that we have last year. We have a lot of capable receivers and guys that are again multi-sport guys. I think Andy Armstrong. Maybe the best, you talk about the best multi-sport athlete we've ever had in the school. I mean, the guy was first-team all-conference, I think, in 3 sports as a sophomore. You've been around a long time. Been some great athletes in this town. I don't remember anybody doing it in football, basketball, and baseball. Because he's a baseball guy and going to OSU in baseball, I think a lot of guys write him off as football. He's one of the best football players we've ever had, too. He's a big-time guy because of his size. Baseball is maybe a better fit for him, but he could play college football as well. And he's just one of a bunch of guys. I feel really good. Hunter Johnson's a guy that's improved athletically. I could go through, there's legitimately 8 to 9 guys that I would feel great about throwing the ball to and I think could make a play on Friday night. Our wing position, our tight end H-back position, again, some great athletes coming back. Jacob Kaiser, obviously UW commit. Ross McConnell, William Pappendyke, Andrew Kirkpatrick. I called him Andrew. Stephen Kirkpatrick. Andrew was his brother. Matt Trabosh. We got a bunch of guys at that position, and there's enough of them. I'm sorry if I left you out, but I really feel good about those spots too. For us, it's really going to come down to that offensively, the offensive line, and whether we can block people and how physical we're going to be up front. And I feel like we have the guys that are going to do that. Traditionally, we haven't won a lot of our first games. We did last year, but my hope is that we're playing our best football at the end of the year. Not that those other games don't count, because they do, and we're going to play hard whenever we play, but I think this team has a lot of room for growth, a lot of inexperience, and there may be some bumps along the way early on, but I really feel good projecting out where this team could be if we do all the things that I think we need to do and we have done in the past and these kids have done up to that point. I'm excited. Every year is a different puzzle and figuring out who fits where and the chemistry, and it's definitely one of those puzzles, but it's a good puzzle because we have some great pieces, and number one, some great character kids that are positive, and again, just blessed to coach them and looking forward to seeing how far this team can go.